maybe to start with, do we have the chat working? Can people type in any questions and things like that? Maybe somebody can watch the chat and let me know questions as we go along. Amy, is that something you can do?
Definitely put in their questions. I will watch. Okay.
So I am just going to give a quick overview of the FLP360 website here. I think, as everybody probably already knows, there are three main components to FLP360. There's the website itself, and then there are two mobile apps that go along with the FLP360 suite of tools. One is the Reports app, which I think you're probably mostly familiar with. It's one that we've had for quite a few years. We've just rebranded it and added a few additional features. And then the second mobile app that we have is the FLP360 Tools app, which is largely geared towards the social sharing and the social links aspects of the 360 tool. Okay, so to start with here, what we're looking at currently on my screen, I guess I should confirm everybody can see my screen. Maybe just do a thumbs up or something. Amy, do you see my screen?
I can see it, Rob.
Okay, great. So what we're looking at here is the dashboard. So when you first log in, this dashboard shows 6 quadrants. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are designed to kind of be at a glance or a quick view of some of the key metrics that you want to see. Now, what we learned from the previous 360 was that a lot of the metrics we were showing did not apply to new FBOs or FBOs who were just getting started. They were kind of mostly geared towards those who had a lot of volume and big downlines and things like that. So what we tried to do is to provide additional metrics and key points of data for everyone to make it more appealing to all FBOs. So the way you do that is you click on this Manage Items icon here, and within this list, you can choose which of the 6 items you want to see. So for example, in the background, you see here orders, and that corresponds to this orders here. And so I can pick and choose, and I can reorder these items. So let's just say, instead of seeing the activity feed, I want to see how I'm doing on my chairman's bonus. Okay, so I can, click the chairman's bonus here. And let's say I want to actually have the chairman's bonus be the first thing that I see. So I can click over here and I can drag this up to the top. So it's highly customizable by FBO to see exactly what they want to see in their dashboard. And you can see it rearranged. Now I can see my chairman's bonus here. You can see I have a lot of work to do. So again, all of these quadrants are customizable by the type of data that you want to see. Okay, now let's take a quick look at the volume reports. Again, quick snapshot of how things are going for me with my volume. I've got my year over year. I've got my 12-month active overview and comparison between the 2 years. And then for over here on my yearly CC overview, I can choose the type of case credits. And then I can mouse over or hover over the different metrics here to see what they were. So here's 2019, here's April, and the 2 months that I could compare between those 2 months in April. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, orders, just really quickly, this I think is self-explanatory. I can choose the months for which I want to see. I can look at global orders, or I can zero in on specific countries orders for. And again, I can mouse over these or hover over these data points to see. Now, my account obviously is kind of more of a demo account. It's not real data. So that's why, you know, there might not be a lot of data in here, but I think you get the idea from what we're seeing here. Earnings, I think, is just the standard earnings report. I won't go into that. Incentives, what we've tried to do with the incentives report compared to the previous 360 reports is that we tried to make these reports look a lot like the mobile app reports, so that there was consistency and so that people did not have to learn different layouts and different ways to read the data. If you see it on the mobile app, you see it here, they look the same, they behave the same, and so it's a more consistent, easier experience. Downline report. We've gotten a lot of requests and questions about the downline report. So let me just take a minute here and talk about some of the key points. In the previous 360, we had this feature, so we have it here as well. To see managers and above, or all levels, or assistant managers and below. We've added this drop down here that allows you to show all generations. We've also made some quick selections here that let you see if you want to just see the second generation or the fifth and so forth, just to make it easier to get to those specific generations. And of course, you can see by country. This report should default. This date here should be the date which the FBO who is reviewing this report, the day they joined, okay? And then of course we still have the list view and the tree view. The tree view is the one that's kind of the more graphical version of the report like this, which we also had in the old 360. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that on list view for now, run the report. Do we have some questions? Looks like we have some questions here. I am on the log, okay, I'm on the login site now. Okay, so password, we can, yes, we can figure that out. We can follow up with you and get your password. And then here's a question, can we have a demo account for trainings? Okay, these seem like they're more for me internally. So yes, so I'll just keep going with the demo here. So for...
Hey Rob,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. There's just one more question of how fast are these updates to the data? Like how quickly can people see orders being placed and numbers being refreshed?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things to keep in mind. That I'm not sure how much people know about the systems in general, but you know, we have a lot of systems out there and feeds coming in from all around the world. And so there can be a bit of a delay depending on which country is putting in data and when. But generally, I would say it's within probably 20 to 30 minutes. Now, that's for most data, for case credits and things like that. For move-ups, you know, things like that, of course, that's not really until the end of the month. So, because that runs, you know, once a month. So hopefully that answered the question. Okay, so here again, we have the downline report. I can click here to view more about the specific FBO. Okay, and it has, you know, the general personal information. We provide personal information and details for your first generation, personally enrolled. And then again, it gives a snapshot of everything about that FBO. You can expand these. You can look at all the data relevant to them. Okay, So now I'm going to go ahead and change this to all generations, run the report. Again, I don't have a lot of data, so it's a little bit tricky to kind of see the full effect. But as you log in to your own accounts and you expand these arrows here within the downline report, if you have chosen the all generations view, then when you expand this green arrow, it will list everyone in that from that person all the way down, all the way through all generations. Okay, in this case, again, I really only have one other person in my total generations for this particular person. But I just wanted to make sure that you know how to use this downline report so that you can expand and see the generations as they go down from person to person. Now, not only can you see that in this view here, but you can also export to Excel. So again, I can choose all generations. I can then click export to Excel. And what this will do is this will generate an exported Excel file that will show all the generations of my tree. So I'll go ahead and open up this Excel document. And again, demo data, but I think you get the idea. And you can see, the mouse is going crazy here. You can, at this point now, you can do your own filtering, your own sorting, and we provide the, again, for the first generation, we provide the phone, email, and so forth, so that you can contact them and work with them to help them achieve their goals. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. All right, let me quickly go to retail customers. I won't spend any time there. I think that's pretty easy to understand. Recruitment. Again, these are part of the 4 core reports we've had in the past, but as we really analyzed the 4 core reports in the past, we discovered that there were some inconsistencies and things that didn't work quite right. So we've redone those reports, and we've recreated them so that, and broken them down into kind of smaller chunks so that they're easier to understand based on the 4 core quadrants. So recruitment, you get this little snapshot dashboard up here with the key numbers, okay? And then of course, again, I can choose by country or by global. I can run the report. And then down here, it allows you to see the new FBOs that are coming in with first purchase. And again, you hover over in order to see those specific data points, okay? And you can choose your comparison years over here. Down here, these are my personally enrolled. And again, this shows how well you're doing from the recruitment perspective. Then you take your next quadrant, or one of the cores, the retention. Again, this dashboard is repeated on all 4 of the reports just so that it's easily seen there. And again, you have the ability to choose country or global. And then you have your capabilities here down in these additional charts where you've got your comparison years. Many times the reports for really large downlines have a lot of data that is not as meaningful, and so we've provided the ability to turn on and off some of the data points so that you can get a more granular view of what's happening. And that's what these little toggles are here. Okay. Are there any questions about the specific data points within the report? Again, the idea here was to provide more granularity, the ability to see deeper into your data, to provide more meaningful information to you as the FBO to know who to work with and to see how things are going in key aspects of new recruiting, who's placing new orders, who's placing additional orders or second orders, those who are not purchasing at all, those types of things, average days between the first and the second order. And we all know that if you can get somebody to place a second or a third order within the first 3 or 4 months of joining the business, their longevity in the business is much, much longer. Productivity.
Hey, Rob, before you jump
Yes.
into this one, there's a question about any blocked pages for any users. Like, are all of these reports available for every country, or will some users not see every report?
All reports are available for every person who has FLP360.
Okay. Someone's having a problem opening up the downline report. So I'm not sure if that's just a user experience error or maybe just their specific account.
Yes, if there's a, you should let us know, send us an email or tell us who you are and we will look into that, because yes, everybody should be able to see all reports.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Okay, so here's the productivity report. Again, I won't spend too much time because I know we want to get into some of these more advanced reports. Excuse me. Development. I don't have a whole lot of stuff going on in my account, this demo account. And so again, there's not a lot of data to show, but as you log into your own accounts and you're able to see these, you know, that you have data, these reports should be much more meaningful to you. Okay, so let's take a look at the advanced reports. So we've actually added a new one here that was not in the old 360, the 4CC report. This report shows those who are, again, I apologize, it's not super easy to see when you don't have a lot of data in here, but this is a report that shows various times at which a person has achieved their 4CC activity levels. So up here, this would be somebody for the very first time, no matter how long they've been in the business, you're able to see when they finally hit that 4CCs. And then you kind of go through and you are able to see the breakdown of these case credits for people as they move along through the business. This is a new report. So hope you will find that helpful. And let me just point out that when you open these advanced reports, they actually pop into a new tab. We did that for a reason. And the reason is so that you can continue to do additional analysis on your downline and keep these other tabs open at the same time. So it provides for a little bit more research capability. Okay, top networker. This is one of the same reports that we had in the old 360. So hopefully that one makes sense to everyone. I know the reporterizer can be a very popular report for, again, for those with very large downlines that need to analyze and to really sort and figure out who's doing what. So with all of these toggle capabilities, you're able to really zero in on the levels of those who are working within your business, your countries, how many levels deep, join dates, and all these things here are provided to really help you get as granular and to drill down as much as possible. So when you run this report, you also have the capability to export to Excel, just like we did with the other downline report. And it should provide you all of the relevant details based on what we selected in the filtering capabilities on the other screen. So, are there any questions on the reporterizer?
I'm sorry, I just now I missed this part. How to come in to this part?
How to get into the reporterizer? Yes,
Okay.
so over here on your reports navigation, you have one called Advanced Reports.
Okay.
When you click this, this is where you see all of these reports. So again, all of these reports are the same as we had in the old 360, except this one is new. So they should all work pretty much the same. Actually, let me call out Glenn here. Glenn, are there certain things that as we develop these reports that we might want to point out that are maybe enhancements or changes from the previous or older 360? Glenn, are you on? Looks like you're muted, Glenn.
Unmuted now. No, they're pretty much the same as they were before, other than the 4CC report.
Okay. So is there anything that anyone would like to see or to spend any more time on as it relates to the reports or dashboards that we have reviewed so far? If not, what we can do is take a quick tour or a quick review of the tools section. And as mentioned before, the tools section is all about sharing. It's all about sharing content. It's about engaging in social media. It's about reaching out to people with content that you want them to review. And it's really about tracking your contents or contacts and seeing what they're doing as they're actually interacting with the content that you are sending out to them. So I'll go ahead and do a quick review of these tools. Here in the contacts section, these are contacts which I have uploaded from my mobile app. So remember that I said that there was a companion app for the tools. So I'm actually going to switch back and forth between my mobile screen and this desktop screen. Okay, so let me go to my Zoom account and let's see. Actually, it might be better, Lance. It might be more fluid, Lance, if you can actually log in with your mobile phone into this Zoom meeting. And then as I'm sharing and talking about the desktop version, you can switch and share your screen on the mobile version. Is that something you would be able to do, Lance?
Sure, let me log in.
Okay, so I'll keep talking about the desktop version here. When you're ready, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so previously I had downloaded the mobile app for the FLP360 tools, and I chose which contacts to go up into here. Now I have thousands of contacts on my phone, so I didn't really want to have, 1,000 contacts up in here. I only want the ones that I'm working with to be up here in my prospects and the customers and potential FBOs that I'm working with. So as you can see, I have marked some of these as hot. So let's say I wanted to sort those. I can go ahead and I can choose these sorting tools. So these I've labeled as prospects. And then these are my customers. These are labeled as friends. Now, I've just noticed a slight discrepancy between what the desktop version shows and what the mobile app shows. And I'll point those out actually, and we'll have the team take a look at those. But I can mark these here, and I can also do the same thing on the mobile app, and I can do the same sorting as I can do here. So I can also create a contact directly from here, add them in. I can put the whatever information I want about them on the fly right here directly within the app. Okay, let me move on to the activity feed. The activity feed is kind of where you see things happening in real time. Okay, so if I share something, if somebody clicks on a link that I shared, I see that take place right here within my activity feed. Okay, so I shared a landing page called Opportunity. And when I shared that, somebody clicked on that and it sent me a notification directly to my mobile app, and it also logged it here in the website. So I can see exactly what's happening at any point in time with the links that I share. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the.
I'm logged in whenever you're ready.
Okay, we'll do something with the media library here. So let me just take a minute and describe what the media library is. The media library is a collection of content that is created either by you, the FBO. You can upload your own content here directly, or it's also filled with content that is provided directly by the home office or by the local country. So for example, by having our own marketing teams create professional looking content, it makes it easy for the new FBO or the person who does not have graphics or presentation creation skills to be able to take advantage and leverage things that have already been created. And so it makes it faster and easier for them. And I can literally just click on one of these things and share it directly to whoever I want. And so in this case, I might want to post it to Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, or I might just want to copy the link itself to this particular content and put it in an email or send it through WhatsApp or SMS or text or whatever. Now, I don't know if I'm not sure if you noticed, but when I share this content, I can create a call to action. Okay, a call to action is really nothing more than being able to create my own button to go directly to any place that I want it to go. Okay, so let me just quickly show you how to create a call to action. Create new. I'm just going to call it join. Hey, join me. And this is what it's going to show on the actual button. Okay, so I'll just say join now. And now here is the place where I can create the link to anything that I want. And obviously, if it's a join link, I want it to go to the join page for joining Forever Living. All right, so I would put that link in there. And when I do that, and I save that, oops. I'm actually just going to go here. Come on. Copy this link. I'll lost my place. Here we go. Save that call to action. Now I'm going to go to my media library. I'll just choose a piece of content here. You'll see now that my call to action is there. I'm going to create my link. In this case, I'm just going to do the link so that I can show you in real time that when they click on that button, they are going to go directly to that piece of content. And within that piece of content, I click the Join Now button, and that person is going to go directly to the join page. Okay? Any questions about how that works? Again, the idea here is to be able to take professional content or your own personally created content, drive traffic from social networking sites, Facebook, Twitter, and so forth, and drive that person who clicks that link to the specific pages where you want them to go. And you have the ability to create those links directly within the sites. Okay. Any questions about how that works? Okay. So there's two ways, again, as I mentioned, to get this media library loaded. One is you uploading your own content, and it can be images or videos. You can sort the content that is displayed within this media library in various ways. So you can sort it by language. You can actually tag content. So let's say you were doing a promotion or something. You could put, you know, Halloween promotion or aloe vera around the world promotion, and then you can find the content easily with those tags. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the social links area. Again, these are things where I can create however many links that I want, and they can be web pages, they can be images, they can be video. And it's pretty much free form. You can create these links and save them within here and share them. We'll have Lance show how you do that on the mobile here in just a minute. Let me just take a quick second here about landing pages. We had landing pages in the old 360 as well. What the landing pages are, the replicating sites that allow you to customize your own web page so that people can purchase and join directly from your own website. Okay, so here again we have the share button, we have the edit button, and then we have the view button, which allows you to see what it looks like. So let's just take a quick look at the edit button here. This brings up the editor, and again, this is where I can go ahead and customize my website. And you can go through and you can pretty much customize all these blocks here. Okay, you can upload a video, change all these titles. Has my shop now button, and I can put my own social media links to my social media sites here in my own website. Okay, and once I've made all those changes, you have to click publish so that it becomes available to the world. It won't be available to the world until you've actually clicked the publish button. Okay.
So Rob, I just want to chime in here really quick because there was a question about these landing pages and the old website landing pages that we had. Okay. So just to reemphasize what Rob's just shown here, you can have I think, have we limited it actually, Rob, to, is it 4 different landing pages, or is it kind of uncapped right now?
You can have pretty much as many as you want.
Okay. So you can
See here, I've
build
got-
and yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Perfect.
8 here so far, but yeah.
So what I'd like to emphasize is that you can build a landing page to really represent any part of your business that you want to highlight. And so going into the editor, you can replace the images, you can replace the video, like Rob said. Those are those key things that I think maybe some of you haven't seen before but aren't aware of. But when you click on the image, it allows you to select from a library or to upload your own images. So there's a lot of customization that's really possible. The other thing with those landing pages is the links. So as Rob is showing here, the social links are customizable. Your domain name and the website address is all customizable. So there's a lot of unique things that you can do with this that help kind of brand your business and that you can make your own. Should we talk quickly about that join link as well, Rob?
Yeah, so let me spend just a couple minutes here in this landing page settings. When we switched over from the old 360, a lot of people, of course, already had a bunch of landing pages out there. And we didn't want to force everybody to recreate everything from scratch. And so from the ground up. So what we did is we took all of the existing replicated sites or landing pages out there, and we brought them into the new 360 and allowed them to continue to operate. Now the templates changed, but at least the links themselves stayed alive. So anybody who is going to one of your old replicated sites or old landing pages, at least they still were redirected to one of these new templates that we have created. Okay, and so down here you can choose which of those websites you want to be the default. So when somebody clicks on one of those older replicated sites, you can choose which one of the templates it goes to. So in this case, I have all of those old replicated sites going to this template, to this domain right here, myaloeveraproducts.flp.com. So any of my old links will go to this new domain. And as Amy mentioned, you can create new domains as well. Okay. And then down here, every domain that you create, you need to associate or assign a template. Okay, so this one says setup incomplete. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose which template I want that domain to go to. So in this case, I'll just choose this one. And it's going to configure that domain now with that template. So I would want to go ahead and I would put in information about me. I would upload a photo. I would then, again, put in whatever social media links I want to be on that website, and then I would save it. And it would then be ready to go. And I can preview that by clicking this link here. Okay, so it's just that easy. I have just created a new landing page for that domain. It's got my name up here. It's got the shops and the joins and everything here as I've customized it. So it's actually very, very easy to create those landing pages. The join, Amy, you mentioned go through the join thing. What specific question is it on that one?
So I know we have, some people have tried changing that join link, but it doesn't actually change. If you go down to the bottom of the page, yeah. So, right, the shops and then that one, yeah, and then that join one. So the editor option is there, but it doesn't allow you to actually put in your own join link because it's connected to our system. So like you're showing here. So the question is, what about countries that, like Germany, Austria, Switzerland, that are not connected to our system? obviously we're
Okay.
working through that, but just wanted to touch on it as Dominique is on this call. She's just asked it as well, actually.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. And as I see here, Germany is actually not even listed in here, so that's actually a bug. We need to at least have that in here. The trick that we have, or the challenge that we have that makes it a little tricky, I should say, is that around the world, there are many different shopping websites. Of course, we have a project here at home office to unify all of these projects. We call it internally, we have a name for this project. It's called Project Titan. And that's our new website, which we've rolled out through for US and Canada. And as we roll other countries onto this new platform, everything will be united and it'll all be one system with one join location, one shop location, and so forth. But of course, that takes time. In the meantime, we have the ability to at least link over to the shop sites for the countries that are not currently on our platform. I'm looking for one here. Let's see, these are all on our website. The trick though is knowing exactly what that join link is on all of those websites. So certainly we can look more into that and figure out how we can get a deeper integration with those websites like Germany and other countries that are not specifically on this platform. So we'll look into that, Dominique, and see if we can make that process easier as you're editing the join links on the landing pages.
Another question that came through that's interesting is that there are a lot of spam messages coming through on the contact form and in the join buttons. And Kim Matson particularly is saying that he's received a lot of notifications and they seem to be really spammy. So is this a common problem, and is there a way that we're fixing it?
So you're saying that when somebody fills out these forms on the replicated sites like this, that it's just kind of random things that's not really people that are interested. It's just coming through from, they're probably bots out there that are automatically doing it. We will look at how we can control that a little bit. We could potentially put in a CAPTCHA or something, you know, one of those things that requires you to identify certain things in an image to prove that it's an actual person. I suspect that the reason a lot of these spam things are coming through is probably, you know, there's just bots, spam bots out there that are running against websites all the time. So we'll take a look at that as well. Lance, can you write that one down for us to take a look at?
Sure.
Okay, so let me turn the time over quickly to Lance here. And Lance, you can show on the mobile app the things that I've shown on the desktop, just really quickly. I guess I
Can
need
you
to
stop sharing so I can? Yeah.
There we go. So again, the 360 Tools mobile app is meant to be a supplement or a companion app to the desktop. There are certain things that can only be done inside the website tools, and other things can only be consumed on the mobile app. So let's take a look here. Go ahead, Lance.
So the default screen is the activity feed. You can see that I'm logged in as Rob right now. So the activity feed tracks, as Rob said, activity that occurs within your account. So we can see when something was shared, when someone joins, etc. So on the links page, this is where I can, Rob created a couple of links on the desktop app. I can also create them here, but I'll just click on one of those that he's created already, click the share button, and then choose whichever channel I want to share it on.
And actually, Lance, can you go back to that previous screen really quickly? I want to point something out. The one where you share.
Oh.
Click the share. Okay, down here where it says more share options, that more share options, I don't know what other apps you have installed on your phone, Lance, but this is the one that brings up, so like if you have WhatsApp or WeChat or any of those other social media sharing types of tools, it allows you to share directly to those apps from this mobile app as well. So it's got kind of that deeper integration through the mobile phone.
Okay, thanks, Rob. So if I share it, I can choose even just an SMS. And I can send this to an existing contact that I have by clicking the Find button. And I'll just send this to Rob.
(801) 865 3527.
And then I have the link activity notification if I want to turn that off. It's default as on. So I'll send that over. And as Rob receives that, will you just click on that? And then we'll go back to the feed. And it shows that I shared it up at the very top. And it shows who I shared it with and the date and time that I shared it.
And I've already clicked on it, so
Okay.
I got the notification on my phone.
Okay, I'll come back and see that. So if you click on the pages, it'll show all the pages that you've created, and it will allow you to do the similar thing that we did before, where we create the share link. Again, we have the notifications. When we click the share link, we can add a description. We can also share it directly from here, or we can add it to the queue. When I click on the library, this is similar to what Rob was showing as well. And this has all of the items that either you uploaded or were uploaded that you can choose from. We still have the filter option that we can choose. If you look at content channel by content channel right here, you can choose whatever content channel that you've subscribed to.
So let me just add, sorry to interrupt, Lance.
No, go ahead.
Let me add one other thing here. Any country can upload content into that media library. So let's say Italy or any country is doing a particular promotion, it can create a bunch of content that can show up in Italy's media library for all of their Italy FBOs to then go and take advantage of that library content and share directly to take advantage of that promotion. So again, we're trying to find ways to make it easier for FBOs to leverage work that is being done by the professional teams in the local country offices, the marketing departments and so forth, to then make it easier for them to share this content without having to come up with their own graphics and their own, using their own tools and things like that. And that's how you get to this content. Still there, Lance?
Sorry, I'm talking on mute. So if I wanted to share something in Italian itself or French or German, I can subscribe to that content channel and then filter on that, and I'll be able to share easily whatever language that I want to share in. We looked at the content or the customer briefly. It defaults here to the
So,
content
Lance,
page right here. Go ahead.
click on the star button. So these are the people that I have starred. Now click the hot button. These people are ones that I have both stars and the hot button. Now undo the star, tap on the star. Now these are people that I have sorted or tagged as just hot. And then now undo the hot and click the prospects. So these are the ones that I have. So these tabs above are quick and easy sorting filters to help you identify those who you've categorized in those following ways.
Yeah, and if you want to star or make somebody as a hot lead, it's easy to do as well. You can just go into the contact itself, and the star is at the top, and the flame, you can do one or the other. It also shows what you've shared with them and when. So you can see on the 20th that I shared something with Harleen. It also shows their information that you can fill out, their birthday, social links that they have, so you can share directly with them easily. And then we'll go back to the feed, and oh, that's interesting. It doesn't show it, but I'll have to look at this.
I think it's because you're logged into my account and I'm logged into my account at the same time.
Yeah. So normally you would share it, and then you would be able to see when they click on it, or when somebody places an order or joins, etc. Is there anything else you want to cover on the mobile app?
No, just really quickly, did you look at the pages, the landing pages?
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay. Yeah, so these are the same landing pages that I created on the desktop. They're automatically here. So I can't really create the landing pages here, but I can share them out to everybody. So I think that's a quick overview. Any questions on the mobile app side of things? Okay. If you want to unshare, Lance, and then I'll share again. And we'll just quickly look at the remaining few things.
No problem.
There was a quick question about translations. The Danish example is ridiculous, as Kim says. I believe, I believe it is a Google translation, just the teams that haven't been able to get to translating that content. I will follow up again with the Scandinavian team on their translations and just see if they can help us sort that. A lot of the teams have gone through and updated the translations, but they were translated by a service before.
Yeah, and certainly anytime you find things that just don't look right, something, a translation or anything at all, make sure you let us know, because again, you're the ones that are out there using it every day, and if you notice something, let us know. We'll get right on it and fix it. And even suggestions as well, features, things that you wish it would do, things that you would like to see added. We always love to get new ideas and evaluate them and see how we can implement and leverage them across all countries. Okay, really quickly. So we've covered all of the reports, the dashboards, the tools. I guess I didn't really cover this. Let me just click on this one really quick and talk through this a little bit. The social queue is a feature that allows you to schedule sharing ahead of time. So I can go in here and I can get content, choose the time of day, the hour, all that type of thing, and create a schedule for all of the content. So let's say I want to post content to Facebook every day at 4 o'clock. I can set that schedule up, and then when that time comes, I get a reminder on my mobile phone to post that. Okay, so it can be a very powerful feature, and currently it's a reminder-based posting, so you get the notification on your phone to post it. We're also actually building in the capability to have the tools automatically post so that you don't have to do any reminders. But we kind of got conflicting information from a lot of people. Some like to have that control where they can decide whether they want to post it or not, and others just want to set the schedule, forget about it, and just let it automatically go. So we're working on that feature now as well. Okay, so this I don't really need to go into. This just talks about which apps we have. The My Account section here, this is where you can manage your subscription. Okay. So, you know, any changes you want to make there can be done there. And then the rest of this is just kind of your personal information, the languages and the location, time zones, and then the content channels. Now, remember, we've talked about certain country, every country actually can create their own content that fills up this media library, okay? So if a country has created content, you can come down here into this, into the content channels, okay? And I can search for a particular country. So let's say Netherlands. Okay, see, it found the Netherlands website, so I'm, or content, so I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to that. Now, any content that the Benelux region creates, I can then find in this media library. And again, you might think, okay, well, there's a lot of content in there. How do I know which content is the Netherlands content? That's what these filters are for. Okay, so you know, you would filter by language. And I don't even know what content they've actually created, so I don't know what will show up in here. But again, we can just kind of use these tools here. I'll search for video as an example. Apply the filter. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any in there for video. Let's try images. Okay, so it looks like they're still working on filling up the content. But that's how you would get to specific content for different countries once they have filled up those media library content. And that's pretty much it. Well, actually, I think I should spend a little time here on the help. We've actually created, Amy's team, marketing, has created a lot of training materials here. So these are a collection of PDFs, okay, and we're creating them in various languages, okay. And this is content, everything from how to build your business to also tips and tricks and things about how to actually use the FLP360 tools themselves. She's also created a bunch of video tutorials about certain features within the FLP360 app. And I know she's creating more all the time. So you'll want to continuously check back here to learn more about how to use certain features. I realize I've kind of gone through very quickly at a very high level. Some of these videos have a much deeper level of training and help there as well. And then we've got the frequently asked questions as well. So hopefully that's been a helpful overview. We can do additional trainings if necessary. If there are certain people who want additional one-on-one time with either me or Amy or others to get a little bit more understanding, we're certainly happy to schedule some time with you and go through some of these features and how how it might work directly on your own computer. We can do a Zoom and you can share your computer and we can advise and help as you go through and try to use these tools. So hopefully that helps. Any further questions or things you'd like to discuss?
There are some questions around the tools and the content channels from other countries, but I think those are things that we can look into after this call and follow up with you guys on. Some of you may have noticed we've also created a JLT FLP360 WhatsApp group. We am adding Rob to it right now, and this is a great place where you can ask questions anytime. It's a direct line to myself and Rob. But of course, if you have any questions or need any more content or suggestions for content that could go into the media library or new landing pages, anything on the content channels, let us know, or any new tutorials. Like Rob said, I'm working through those pretty much every week, trying to think of new trainings we could be doing for you guys. So please let us know.
And we continuously update this, so check back early and often, and you'll see new features and things coming out. And again, if you have ideas as well, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, well, I think that's, unless there's any further questions, I think we're good. We appreciate the time again and appreciate all you do. And look forward to a lot more interaction from you as we build out these 360 tools. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining today.